Hi everyone, I am Brittany, the Cosmic Lunar Soul. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back to all my subscribers. So today I am doing an unboxing of the prototype. This is a preview. It's a prototype of the Shadows of Wonderland Tarot by Serafina Mesa from Ruined Vervain. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is currently on BackerKit right now as the time of this recording, and hopefully you're seeing it in time. I will put all of the information in the description for you guys. So you can currently get 3 different versions of this deck on BackerKit. So you can get the classic version for $88. You can get the Pennywise version, which is the wallet-friendly version in a tuck box instead of the classic magnetic closure box. You can get that for $49, or you can get the mini Wonderland Tarot in a tin on BackerKit for $65. So then, of course, there are different combinations of all of those, and you can check that out. Again, links in the description. So let's go ahead and get this open. So it comes with this cool artwork. It's a thank you card, kind of like a welcome card to show that I have an early release of this deck. I'm going to put it off to the side, but it's definitely going to end up on my pin board off to the side of like cool little postcard-esque things that I get from people. Let me go ahead and get this stuff out of the way. All right, let's open this. I believe this is a sample of the box. Ooh, it is. This is a sample of the tuck box. So I mentioned that there is a Pennywise version of this. So it'll come with this tuck box. That means it just kind of has a classic, like if you're familiar with card decks, it has this classic opening. What I do like is when tuck boxes have this little slit down the side, it makes them last longer. I'm really rough with my tuck boxes, so I appreciate that little detail. Otherwise, they start to rip at the corner, and usually I've never had the luck where they just rip straight down. They always rip like haphazardly, right? So this is what you will get if you back the Pennywise version. And let's go ahead and open this. So I believe this is going to be the sample deck. There are going to be a few changes to this deck, or to the box rather. They had a bit of a misprint in the prototype version, which we were sent. Mostly aesthetically, like the naming and some of the verbiage here, and we'll see once I get this open. Okay, so this is going to be the classic size that I mentioned in the beginning, and you can see it has this magnetic closure here. And when we open it up, it folds out into this lovely map here. So let's go ahead and pull out the cards. They also came cellophaned, and the guidebook here. There are just, I believe, based off of the email I sent, there were just a few changes that were made to the box aesthetically, but you're going to get the same style of box, which is really what's important. So if you remember my Winnie of the Pooh unboxing, it had the little map on here. So cool. As a sort of tabletop girly, love the map. And the box is a standard, just magnetic closure. Really good to travel with. As always, when I have magnetic closure boxes, I always recommend, if you're going to travel and like toss it in a bag, put an elastic around it so it doesn't come undone. But I kind of recommend that for all boxes, right? Then we have the guidebook. The guidebook is lovely as well. This is non-illustrated. This is also only partially complete, as you can see, because I have, again, the sample version. But you can kind of get an idea of where this is going. We have our classic table of contents. I'm a table of contents girly. If you have a table of contents in your guidebook, I'm already like 80% of the way there with enjoying it. And then it gives how to use the deck. So, because I mentioned this is the Shadows of Wonderland deck, there are different ways that Serafina recommends you use this deck. We have Shadow Work and Discovery, Dark Night of the Soul readings, navigating toxic relationships, breaking cycles, understanding unconscious motivations, dream and nightmare interpretation. Now, that is really cool to me. Decision making under uncertainty, magical and occult exploration, exploring the nature of reality, etc., etc. So then we go into the spreads. So I always mention that I really like when decks include specialty spreads for a specialty deck, and this definitely hits the mark here. So we have our 3-card spread, which is Looking Glass spread, which is a reflection, distortion, and truth behind the glass. Love that concept. We have the Rabbit Hole spread, the Fall, the Illusion, the Creature in the Dark, the Key, the Doorway. The Tea Party spread, which is a 6-card spread, the Empty Cup, the Spilled Tea, the Masked Guest, the Host's Intention, the Uninvited Guest, and the Final Steps. And then we get into our actual meanings. So I'm going to skip around a bit. They kind of all have the same structure of having the card at the top with the number, sort of like a flowery description of it, explains the overall card, and then it has keywords. It doesn't differentiate upright from reverse, which I tend to prefer, especially if you're someone who is like learning to incorporate reversals into their practice. I really appreciate when there's an upright keyword and a reverse keyword so you can start to make those associations. And then I believe this book goes through to, we have some examples of the minor arcana set up in the same exact way. We have the Ace of, let's see here. We have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Staffs, which would be Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and then it goes into just the different cards. So we have the Ace of Swords here and that, and so forth. It's meant to be broken up this way from what I'm showing you right now, because it's just the test booklet, so you can kind of see how everything fits. But otherwise, same structure. Name of the card, flowery description, explanation of the card, and then keywords at the bottom. That's kind of how they're all set up. So let's go ahead, prep for the flip through, and I will be back. So I obviously am not going to do a full flip through because, well, it's just repeats of the same card because they're samples. But I wanted you guys to kind of see a little bit of the details of the artwork and get an idea. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them below. Let me know. Are you going to get this deck? Are you going to back it? Because I absolutely love this. I think I already have a shadow work deck, but I think this would be a really soft hitting shadow work deck in a way where the other one is really hard hitting. And I think that it will find balance in the times where I know that I need to kind of explore that side of things, but I don't have the I need it to be a little more soft hitting where I can kind of sit and explore things versus like full on call out, you know? And I kind of feel that with this deck where I feel like I'd be able to get a little bit of a softer element versus the other one that I use. Alrighty, guys, let me know if you're going to back this deck. I really want to hear from you. Are you excited about it? Is this the first time you're hearing about it? If so, what would you use this deck for? Let me know again in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I appreciate you guys being here. See you in the next one. Bye.